Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Factorio here in our step-by-step to Megabase series. As I was looking over our current layout of the base, I slowly but surely got bothered by a couple of solar panels, especially in the center. So I feel like all the solar panels inside of this area, inside the smelting area, I kind of want to get rid of and just replace it with a nice floor pattern instead. This still leaves us plenty of space to actually place solar panels without issues, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this as a first step. Now we need to be slightly careful. I do have a deconstruction planner for my solar panels, but it also takes apart the substations, so I kind of want to be careful to only do this with the actual solar panels. Yeah, let's get rid of all of this. That should be okay. And then we're just gonna replace these solar panels elsewhere. And if we don't utilize the space, it doesn't matter. It's just gonna be concrete, but I find it a little bit more appealing when it comes to the map view. Okay, very nice. This is actually looking much better. Can we get a power grid in here? Yeah, actually we can get one. Good, yeah. I think overall this is going to be a much better solution and it's going to be a little bit more clean and tidy when we look at it from the top. I then basically want to do the same thing here, or taking apart all the solar panels and accessories, just make this something else nice and cozy. Yeah, I think I can get rid of all of this. You guys will have to move as well up to this point. This is not required and that seems about right. Let's also get rid of this. I might actually build it all the way up to the wall so it fills up the empty space nicely. But all the rest here can just go. Same thing with you here at the bottom, and I guess everything here as well. So we will have to replace those solar panels so we're not missing the power. Let me just go ahead, rip apart some of these guys, and then we're gonna go ahead and just place them here instead. Like, there's no reason not to fill up all of this space, honestly. Alright, I'm back. It is now actually 2 days later in real time. That doesn't mean I've been working on the save game for 2 days, I just didn't have the time to play. But now you can see we are getting more and more solar panels and we are removing everything in the center here. I think overall, once the schnick-schnack is gone, it will look extremely tidy this way. Anyway, I can also spot a couple of empty stations here, especially the copper. I mean, look at that. 2 empty stations here, one just being filled up. We definitely need more access to copper. And the culprit are things like this, where we have copper ore stations that just don't deliver anymore. However, we should be able to easily rectify this. For instance, let's just go ahead and hook up all of the resources we can find here. The only issue is that it will cause a little bit of pollution still. Yeah, but overall, I think it's gonna be worth it. So I'm just gonna make my way down here and hold the phone. Maybe we start hooking up the resources that are closer first. So if we go ahead and hook up this resource, and then maybe also the ones right here, that should theoretically be enough. You know, I gotta say, by now the most effort I have to put into this game is the traveling effort. So just getting everywhere with my Buildertrons is a little bit of a nightmare. Well, it's just a lot of waiting time, honestly. Anyway, here we are, and we just finished worker robot speed 15. Holy cow. Okay, that took 256,000. No, that actually took 500,000 science packs. We just did that. The next stage would be taking 1 million science packs. This is just absolute insanity. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with mining productivity, since we are slowly but surely also lacking those. Like with mining productivity, we can make the output of our copper much better. So I'm gonna be queuing up a bunch of those. Next up, we set up another outpost right here. A copper outpost, and I want to make sure that we have about 4 trains worth of space inside the station. There, now I just need my Spidertrons to actually finish the job here, and also let me remove this temporarily. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you very much. Now let's see, maybe we can make this a little bit simpler. What if we just added the ore station here? Ooh, actually that's not enough space to turn around, right? Because I would need the possibility to turn around here. Yeah, I don't think that's really worth it. So I'm gonna go with my previous strategy of a little entry and exit lane, and then if I do something like this, I should have enough space to set up those 4 trains. So I'm just getting this station to approximately here. Then I also make sure that we actually have the space to queue up 4 of my trains, and then all we have to do is connect the mines with my station here. Well, and maybe a little bit of power is also required. But there we go. This has started. Let's finish the rail. Gonna rename this into load copper ore. And then let's set up 4 more trains. Give me a copper train that goes right here and there. Come on, robots. You can go. And then I'm gonna be needing 2 more trains. Come on. Thank you. And 2 more. Wonderful. Good. That was actually an important one, but I suspect we're still not done here. I'm gonna be hooking up some more copper veins. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna be doing is just branching off from here so we can have a station for the stone and these 2 copper deposits. Right now, the copper is really the culprit of not having the 1600 science packs that we could have. So I think what I'm gonna do is make a little exit here, and then we're just gonna keep going. That was an unfortunate spot for the exit. And then I'm just gonna make my way straight up here. And I think I'm just gonna branch off a little bit. So if we go ahead and set up another rail, come on, into the corrected direction right here. This could be my station rail. And now I just want to make sure that I can accommodate the 4 trains before I set up a station. There would have to be my ore station. Okay, that kind of adds up. I want to set up my deposit to end up due east. No, due west. Yeah, get that all built and hooked up. Some power. Okay, nice. The second station is also hooked up. I just have to rename it into load copper ore. We're gonna give it 4 trains to accommodate in the station. And then at this point, we just wanna make it back into the intersection. Let me get rid of the lights here. And then we're gonna go with a lane entry right there. Okay, and now I can already set up the 4 additional trains, and that theoretically should save us. No, there's still copper stations that are, well, I guess we need to wait a little bit for it to take effect. But yeah, I'm gonna be right back once I set up another 4 of these trains. By the way, as a little side note, I'm gonna become a father again very soon. So it could happen any moment, and that means there will be a time where I just don't upload for a couple of days. If that ever happens, then, you know, I've become a father. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and obviously that's gonna be a little bit more important than recording videos. But I'm sure you understand that, and you would have wanted that from your father as well. Now, my biggest issues with the stations here far away is, as usual, the trains aren't coming because they have a ore station nearby, and since a lot of trains are on their merry way, they might actually never arrive in this destination, which is horrible because this is a really good destination. What about this one here? Right here, we also have 0 of 4 trains on their way, and this is just such a waste. What about this one? There's just 1 of 2, so not even this. Yeah, now the second one is actually incoming. I gotta say, this is the worst, even though right now the train traffic isn't an issue. I mean, the trains, they pretty much never get stuck for a long amount of time. But then still, the trains will never reach these stations. There's now 1 on its way. 1 out of the 4 trains. Does that mean I just need to... Ooh, I have an idea. What if I reduce the amount of trains that can actually go into another station? Like this station here doesn't require 2 trains anymore, right? We could just go ahead and remove this, make it 1 train. But now I have to remember that I have 1 too many trains in the system. If we have a look at this one here, this is filled up. That's good. This one here, what about this guy? 0 out of 3. Oh my gosh, this is just horrible. Here I have 2 out of 2. Okay, so at least this one here seems to be working. Okay, now we have our first train incoming here. This one will be filled up extremely quickly, though. Is the second train already on its way? No, 1 out of 4. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think in a future Megabase, I would change the functionality of the trains. Like what we could do instead of just always going to these stations is we determine how much stuff we have in each chest and whether or not we can fill up an entire train quite immediately. And then if there is enough ore, a train will be requested. But like this is horrible, knowing that I don't have enough copper and at the same time the trains just don't make it here. On the other side, I feel like what if we just kept on hooking up the ores? Then eventually we have enough trains. Yeah, sure, let's put that to the test. We're gonna keep on hooking up the resources until we have enough. Simple as that. Okay, this one here is going to be a little bit more complex to build up because I still have my roboports and my... Wow. Okay, this station actually goes really high up. It might be time to just move it. Dude, my robots are so quick. I just absolutely love it. Very nice. And that is another copper deposit totally hooked up. I already have 2 additional trains, so that means I only have to add 2 more in order to make this work. Actually, I think this idea is about to work. Right now, all the stations that are nearby, they are filled up. But of course, the smaller stations here, they just require a really long time to fill up one train. And then as we fill up the stations that are closer and have more and more trains in the network, the stations further out will also be served. So I'm on the right track here, even though no train, well, 2 trains are now incoming here into this station. So it seems to already catch on a little bit now that we added like 12 more trains. By the way, I think I'm still gonna do the stone deposit here as well. Let's just go ahead and hook this up as well towards the west. And then this would be the track here. I don't necessarily need 4 trains for the stone. 2 are enough. So my ore loading station would be going somewhere here. And then we can just bring this up. There we go. Set and done. No, I don't actually have enough materials. What am I missing? 9 miners. That kind of sucks. Can I build this? I can only build 5. Oh, well. Okay, so that means I have to make my way back just to finish this. Oh, come on. This sucks. I just need 9 miners. I should be able to get this together. You know, I think I'm just gonna borrow the outer miners here that don't really serve an extremely important purpose. And hold a second. I just noticed a lot of the material actually landed here. We should find a miner, maybe, or 2. Yeah, well, you look at that. We did it. Now we're not missing the entities anymore, and I can make my way back. As I make my way back, I'm also gonna fill up the stone trains that we still need, and that would just be 2 trains, right? Okay, get you going and get you going. Wonderful. Now let me observe the train traffic a little bit. Let me see if that is just a coincidence or if we have a real accumulation going on. Okay, now looking at our defenses, I'm not extremely happy in certain situations. Like in certain areas, it is really close, such as here, where we have the artillery range going to here, and we almost exceeded that with our fog. The same thing here. I just expanded this area slightly, but then I have to say in certain scenarios, the train station is just too far away from the artillery station. Yeah, I think in the name of progress and also to be able to hook up more resources that are closer to the edge, I need to just go ahead and expand this dramatically. Like right here, it is already going across the artillery border, and this load just becomes too large. The robots have to travel quite far. So I think what I might want to do is expand this rail going up. This would be a rail going up either way. No, actually not necessarily. Yeah, so maybe it would be better to continue straight on here and then at some point go towards the right side, and then we just set up something here as well. As a matter of fact, I'm also gonna grab my fightertrons and already bring them a little bit closer to this area. And then also looking at this, I believe we can save a little bit on materials by taking a deconstruction planner here and just eliminating everything that we want, except for the radars and roboports. Just in case you've forgotten how to do this, just take your deconstruction planner, put it right here, right click it, and then you can set up a white or black list. In this case, I set up a blacklist, not removing these items, so I can easily take apart the stations and the materials will be recycled. Here we are, a couple of minutes later. It's now time to continue the rails straight. And also at this point, we have to keep going with the power grid. I didn't set that up here. And I think I'm just gonna go straight up to maybe this point here, maybe even further. Yeah, let's just go to here and then go straight over, set up another artillery taking care of this entire portion. Right here, of course, we have to set up a little pathway just moving across the lake. I'm gonna finish the pathway first and then fill up the lake. There we go. This should be good enough. Let's use up the rest of the landfill we still have. Good, now we can just keep going with the rails until we're across the lake. Oh, I did not expect these guys to come along. No, wait, leave my spidertrons. Wait, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. Okay, we should have enough repair robots. Yeah, maybe it would be a good time to switch to lasers. Oh my gosh. Oh. Come on. Focus on me. I should just get my other spidertrons out of the way. Let me just keep going here for a little bit straight. Oh no, there's actually another group coming along. Take that, and you take that. Wonderful. Good. Now that we're past the lake, I think at this point here, I'm gonna set up an intersection. Give me one of those. Yeah, that should be good enough. Let me see. Where do I have to place this? Probably here or there. Yeah, that makes more sense. Good. And now we can just keep going straight here. I will have to grab some more landfill to make this happen. And then I'm just gonna keep going over. Now we are already in enemy territory. Am I happy with this position? Yeah, this actually looks great, though I rather have it set up over here. So we might have to do some fighting first. That is no problem. I can just go in with my Spidertron here, which should be good enough to do some fighting. Okay, I think we're actually getting somewhere. I can keep going with my rails, and then we would be crossing another lake, apparently. Let me just check out what is on the other side. Some problems. Let me just get my Buildertrons out of the way and clean up. Yeah, I think the station would really be best right about here. This way we don't have to do anything for this corner for a very long time. So just give me a couple of minutes to clean things up here. Oh, another mining productivity is done. This is gonna make our veins so much more useful. In the future, when we have like mining productivity 50, we will barely have to tap into additional resources because the veins are gonna last for so long. Okay, I pretty much filled up the entirety of the perimeter. We can now grab some more landfill. Let me actually see. Is this nearby? I'm not even sure. I cannot spot my closest landfill station, but we're gonna need another one either way, right? So I think what I might do is just set up one here. We're gonna mine this stone field and produce some more landfill on site. We're gonna go ahead and mine this towards the south, and then I should be able to grab a station. I have one right here. All I really want is to, for instance, copy this over and then paste it right there. And now my Spidertrons can go ahead and build this. We just need to provide some power, and it looks like the power isn't really connected. Yeah, we'll have to make a little detour down here to connect it. But there we go. That should already be enough. The stone is now being delivered. We just have to introduce some logistics robots. So now this is going to be my stone station that I can use, for instance, to fill up this lake eventually. But now all that's important is, did we connect the power? Not really. We'll have to go upstairs and do some fixing there. But first I want to make sure I have this power grid set up. Wow, just check out the entirety of the power grid. It is enormous. Let's see if we can already do something about the rails here. Would be great if we could just, you know, travel across. And now we're just expanding here slightly, also increasing our visibility with the radars. Very nice. I like it. Set up some rails here. They will be going across the lake. And then I feel like right in this spot, approximately. Yeah, let's maybe set it up here. I love that. We're gonna grab an artillery station, and this one will have to be set up here somewhere. Hold on, I need to line this up correctly. Yeah, right here it goes. And once that is built, we will not have to take care of this corner for hours, maybe even 50 hours. I don't know. Actually, 50 hours might be a little optimistic. Good, now I'm gonna make my way back over here. I'm just making sure that I'm now placing all the necessary radars. I want all of this terrain to be revealed. Wonderful, will you look at that? Now all the stations, well, almost all the stations are full again. I did run into an issue I didn't anticipate, but my stone and coal trains, they actually sometimes run out of fuel because technically they have no spot to fill up their fuel other than if they go into this station here. So this is a little bit of an issue. I might actually have to introduce a fueling station for certain trains. Either way, right now it is a little bit chaotic train-wise, and I also noticed another mistake here. For some reason, we're not getting everything we require for the artillery train, and I have to figure out exactly why that is. Here is my artillery train, and what we are missing are the substations. Yeah, why aren't they being filled up? Also, repair packs are missing, and we have all of that available, but it seems it wants to fill up the fast inserters for some reason. But if we check this, fast inserters is set to 50. It should be good. It shouldn't be going for the fast inserters because we already have 50 in here. Ah, no, wait, of course. Now it already left the station again. Let me actually get rid of that inactivity here. Yeah, I don't want that anymore. So we always wait until it is completely full. And now, yeah, look at that. Ah, I see the problem. So we already grabbed an inserter, but the inserters are completely full. And it will grab an inserter because that actually comes first as the idea. So it's always just the inserter that's going to be an issue. And if we leave enough space, it might start to fill up the train. Let me solve this differently. I'm just gonna grab a filter stack inserter and I'm gonna put that, let me see. Yeah, let's just put it towards this side. It doesn't really matter. I think the way we could do this is hook up the station here so I know exactly what I have in my trains, and then I can theoretically just bring this over, and this should then be hooked up to my stack filter inserter here. And now I can see I have 100 fast inserters, which is too much. So I'm gonna set up an active provider chest right here, and I'm gonna say if we have too many of these inserters, let me see, the blue ones, if they are, let's say, above 50, let's actually do 60 so we don't get into troubles, or maybe even 70, that would be good. Set this up. If it is above 70, then we want to activate it with filtering out the fast inserters. I don't get it. Let me remove a couple of these guys. Okay, now it's starting to fill up again. But yeah, this is a little bit of an issue just with the fast inserter because it has the lowest item ID of all the items that are in here. But now we're finally filling up the trains again and my stations can be loaded properly. Like there needs to be some delivery. There's also another delivery here going on. I just missed it for I don't know how many hours, but I hope not too many. Yeah, certain stations will have to be delivered, but I think with this fix we got that also sorted out. Either way, if we check the production for the last, let's say, 1 hour and check out the signs, we are back to 1600 per minute. And if we check out the past 10 hours, we crafted 1400 on average, and the past 50 hours we almost exceeded the Megabase status as well. So we've been a Megabase for almost 50 hours. In total, this map is approximately 180 or so hours old. But yeah, I would say with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. We will be fixing some of the train issues. I already know why it is. What we need to do to fix this area and why I'm not too worried about it is we just need to expand the rails here to be 4-lane all the way. And this way we can queue up all the trains that want to go up and down and the others can just move on. There's also some issue revolving around this intersection, but I will be doing that in between the episodes. I'm not too worried about it. I have a really good feeling about this Megabase in the future, but when I sometimes miss a train going out of fuel, for instance, then a lot of the other trains are queuing up and it just results in a domino effect that usually takes a couple of minutes to get rid of. But one of my biggest issues is that they have to queue up kind of here. So the trains that are waiting here, they are actually waiting to go up and down. And if we queued them up more elegantly, then other trains that don't need to go up and down will be able to be faster. But yeah, more to that another time. Thank you so much. Have a great time and see you soon. Bye-bye.